So in this video, I'm showing you how to properly edit your green screen video, because there can be some hiccups into it, just to make it look a little bit more smoother, and because when it comes straight out of the camera, you're not going to get it right all the time here. So one thing I actually learned is that you can scale your video here. That seems like something I should have known, but I didn't until now, so there's a little extra for you. So I'm actually going to come in here to my opacity here. You just click it open here, and if you go to your pen tool, you can actually, I like to zoom out a little bit so I can get up and around my subject. So you just start right here, kind of go around it right here, and we are actually just creating this mask to just keep in what we want and then cut out what we don't want. So I just kind of go around it here, put that like that. There we go. We'll go back to fit, and as you can see, it's all black around here because this is the only part of the video that I will need to use. And then you can actually still use the pen tool if it oh, what the, that was weird. Oh, well, see, this is what happened. So we got this mask here. We can clear that out and it comes back if that ever happens. But you can go back to your pen tool here, go up to here, clear this, come up to here, and you can actually move these to what you need it to be. So I know in this video his hands kind of go out a little more. You can move this stuff. So I've marked it already. So like at this part of the video, his hand kind of, see how it kind of moves out there? So I want to keep that in because I don't want it to like disappear, like right here. See, his hand is out there. So we can kind of go out here more. Oh, I went out a little further than I expected. You can put in another one here actually. Kind of, oh no, you can't. There we go. And just put it out there like that. So that looks pretty good. As you can see, his arms are all the way in. Nobody's going to know. And it just helps so you don't have to get the edges, because sometimes the edges of your green screen are not as green as the middle. It's not as lit as well. So now that we're done with that, we'll come over here, exit out of that, and we'll just, to select this green in here, we'll come into Ultra key as in our effects, and we'll see it comes up here. You just slide that bad boy right there. And what you can do is you can make those go away, and you'll see this kind of window here. It says Ultra key up here, and you can just press this dropper and tap somewhere where the green looks all the same. The green looks pretty good here, but we'll see. And you can see it's all black now. So what I do is I go into this alpha, and you can see where he is white, that's what we want to keep, and where the black is what it takes out. So you can actually see how this united thing, it kind of is fading down. We actually want that to be all white. So we'll come in here, we'll use our transparency here, and we'll go down. You want this as high as you can get it, but as you can see, I have to go lower because of that those united words. So there you can see he's all white. So he's all in the video here. If we kind of go in too much, see how it kind of messes with him. So that's how you do that. We'll go back to alpha here, make sure that's fixed, and that looks pretty good. Okay. And then we'll actually skip highlight and we'll go to the shadows here. So we can kind of get this around here to be black, because we don't want this to show up in the video. It looks all grainy and weird. So we'll come in here and put this down as far as you can, up to the point where you can't see it anymore. Like right there, that looks good. You do that. And then if you need to use your pedestal, just in case anything looks a little funky, it kind of helps more if you can't go so low on your shadow. I was actually lucky enough to go low enough on my shadow, but I'll just bump it up just a little bit. But it looks like everything's black around here, so you don't see anything. So we can go to our composite here and see how he kind of, you can see he's just really him, but if you look closely, we'll zoom in here. Oh, duh. You can see that kind of that white greenish line around him. See a little closer. See that? We don't want that. We want that to go away. So we're actually going to go to get rid of that and go to the matte cleanup here. And you can actually use the choke here, and this will kind of like bite into him, I guess you can say. It'll kind of get rid of that green there, but you don't want to go too high because it'll look pretty weird. So you kind of want to be a little bit loose with this. You don't want to get too high up here. So we can just go in a little bit here, because if you go too high, it kind of eats into him, and it makes his ears look weird. See how his ears look all weird there? So we'll go back here. Kind of go in just a little bit, and we kind of want to soften those edges too. So we'll come over here, soften these edges, just so it doesn't look super weird. There we go. So it looks pretty good. You don't want him to be all like messed up, like I'll show you. Like with the choke, you just saw with the ears in there, and that doesn't look good. And if you soften too much, he looks pretty jank. So you don't want that. So we'll just come in here and soften just a little bit. And then we go to our spill repression. And we actually want to just use really the desaturate one right here, and you want to just go as far as you can until it goes black and white. So you kind of want to just go just before that, just kind of like that. We'll zoom in here. It does look a lot better compared to what it was before. All that, those green lines aren't there so much anymore. Might be able to come in a little bit more. Nope, that's too much. Right there, that should be good. So as you can see, those lines are pretty much gone. So there's a little bit there, but I think it looks pretty good. So we did all that. Looks pretty good here. We'll come back to our fit screen. And I actually have a white background that I'm going to put behind him here, just so we can see how it looks. Just pick that, take the arrow, spread it out there. We can kind of see how this plays out. It doesn't look too bad. You see how it kind of messes up down there? That is not necessarily the best thing. So what I do to actually fix that is I just pick them up and move them down just a little bit. There we go. So yeah, you can see it doesn't look too bad there. His hair kind of looks weird. If you look up here, see how it's kind of like that? What I do is I go back to my alpha here, and it's still all black everywhere, but I think the shadow kind of messes with his hair a little bit. I'll show you here. See how it kind of looks weird? Obviously it's starting to look weird again because it's going back to that graininess on the sides there. You can see it's starting to come back in. So I'll just go back to the composite. I'll just kind of reset this. Just do it a little bit, just to kind of get it fixed there. Go back to our composite here. And then I'll just bump up the pedestal a little more. There we go. I think that looks pretty good. We'll go back to the composite here. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. I mean, it's still a little weird, but it's not as noticeable. The shadows are a little weird. I think they work a little weird. But now we can, since we have all that edited, we can actually come over here to our Lumetri color, and we can kind of edit him, make him look a little bit better. We'll come over here and get rid of this stuff. Let me double check my spill repression here, see how much the desaturation is. Yeah, that still looks about good. He actually doesn't look that bad. He's not super gray. I think right there is probably about good. But just to make it look even better, I think you can just kind of come in here and mess around with it, kind of get how you want the contrast to be and how you want him to look. However you think looks best, I think. I like a little bit of a pop, a little bit more saturation there. And there we go. And that is how you edit the green screen. You can see here, I don't really see them lines that much anymore. It was really bad before, but now we really fixed it up here. So yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Everything runs pretty smooth, I think. It's worked out. There you go.